Hello everybody and welcome back. So been making a lot more progress on this mesh and this model of this character Kiara. As you can see, I got a little bit further, and I've just been working through a lot of kinks, figuring out different ways of approaching putting the mesh together, joining objects and whatnot, and just getting a better handle on what needs to be done, what I want to do, what I need to know how to do. So let's look at, I got these eyelashes going. So I've been really analyzing a lot on how game meshes are put together, on how the individual pieces are put in. And at first I always thought that I couldn't have anything non-manifold. But the more I keep looking at how game meshes are put together, now this could be to save polys, right? Which is probably more important than sealing up the mesh. I'm seeing a lot of different meshes in like what are called AAA games where meshes are empty in the bottom, right? Like, for example, like this is the head mesh. Originally I had just like one vertex in the middle connecting all these, but I don't think that's necessary. And I've been opening up a lot of meshes in games, in Blender from downloads like Sketchfab and stuff, and I'm noticing a lot of the meshes are empty like this. They're non-manifold. They're not closed. So for the collar here, I'm trying out on just from the beginning to end, just having an open mesh, right? Sort of how I did it. Well, the high poly version, the one I sculpted, is manifold because it is closed. It's one solid piece. But the low poly version I just did, I just did in a mesh, and then the edges I have round in. So I'm about to do the baking and texturing in Substance Painter just to see how that's gonna work. So let's go into Substance Painter now. So we're in Substance Painter, and let's start a new file. Let's get the color low in here, OpenGL, so it'll play nice with Unreal. I don't have to worry about flipping the green channel over there. So much to know. But anyway, so this is the low poly, right? And this one is just gonna be, I think, just like a hot pink color. I don't think this is gonna have any striping or anything on there. But let's get, what happened here? Why is it like thinking I didn't do anything? Okay. For some reason Substance Painter just started thinking. It's got the whole like circle wheel here, thinking wheel. No idea why. Hello. That's new. Hold on. Okay, we're back in Substance Painter. No idea what happened there. It just started thinking on its own for some reason. I did have two Blender projects open at the same time simultaneously, so that could have been a reason. And every time I keep upping the page filing here, I keep getting this error, and it keeps saying, oh, we need more page filing. So I'm not sure. But every time I up the page file, my hard drive just gets like, just takes a beating, runs out of memory. But anyway, so let's do some baking on this non-manifold. I believe it's called non-manifold. Manifold is when it's closed. Non-manifold is when it's got like these open pixels here. Basically just a bent origami paper. That's how I think about it. But anyway, let's go in. Let's give it 2K texture. Let's get the collar high now. Alright, so frontal distance. Obviously the middle is going to always yell because it's empty. So let's do by name. Let's give it 16x super sampling on the anti-aliasing, anti-aliasing, whatever. From that quick glimpse right there on that matte cap, like the blue, purple, and whatever, the normals, it looked like it's gonna work. Okay. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's a little jaggedy in some areas. That's a little weird. But this could be from lack of polygons, and the pixels are all switched around. So let's go back into Blender. Let's close, but it looks good. That actually looks pretty good. That's acceptable up top. If I can get everything else to be smooth like that, I think I'd be happy with that. So let's close Substance Painter now. Let's go back into Blender. And let's just give this some more surface. Because as you can see, it's really low poly. I just want to see what I can get away with here. So let's just get some extra in here. Let's get the color back. Let's throw a shrink wrap modifier on there. Okay, and now let's go move some verts around. So I kind of want to get, I don't want the verts to fall into the gaps, so I'm not going to turn on anything else really. But let's get a little bit transparency here so I can see underneath. Wait, viewport display. Oh no, I gotta go to the color low. It was on the color low. Why can't I see through it? Let's get a different color, let's see. Okay, there we go. So let's, all right, let's get these vertexes where the gaps are. That might help a little bit to give it the appearance of following like that gap. Something like that maybe. That's pretty cool. Because I think when it has like this stuff going on, it kind of throws off that seam. That's my theory. Could be wrong, I could be right, I don't know. That's what we're here for. Just get it in between there. Something like that, that could work. Yeah, like here it's kind of popping out a lot, so let's see what we could do about that. I think here I'm going to turn on face projection. It's really falling in between. I think that's because of the center one maybe. Nope. Let's turn this off. Back a little bit. That should help with that. Let's squeeze this. So one thing I can't figure out is, I don't know why this happened. Back in the day, if I would select all of this, the gizmo, I believe is called, would be centered. I don't know how to get that to happen again. Because like, look, it's gonna resize it to that last one, I think. Oh no, actually it's resizing fine. Whoa. So what's happening here? I'm seeing... It should only be this one row, yeah. See, it's resizing down to that point, which I don't want. This should be okay. Let's bring... bring this one down a bit and bring that one down a little bit more. Something like that. That's cool. See, this is sticking out a lot here. So we got to get this one up top here. See, why is it not showing through? You know what? I think that's because we got to get some extra geometry. Oh no, we have it. Very interesting. Let's just pull some of this over here. Thankfully, I have the X mirroring on. You know, I don't think it's a big deal if it's showing through, because here it was looking good. Alright, so let's just even out some of this a little bit. And you know what? Let's add one more UV seam around this way. Maybe here. I think here. Oh, and I'm seeing that the mesh is sticking out a lot here. I think that could be actually more of an issue than the high poly stick it out. So let's bring this down. What? That's weird. Oh wow, that's real far. Okay, so let's turn this on. Is it actually sinking out? Yeah, that looks good. Oh yeah, because it's kind of like levitating up. Alright. So those don't look like they're... This one's kind of floating here. Let's get that one aligned. Let's get this aligned. So this back one here is kind of floating up in the air. This one right here. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. It looks more like it's connected with the mesh. So this one is way off. Let's get this moved over. Okay, this is looking good. So let's, oh, I never made that seam, right? So I'm thinking there. Let's mark that seam. And now unwrap. Okay. Not bad. Let's get this exported. So color low. Alright, so now let's go into Substance Painter. I'll be right back. Alright, so we have Substance Painter open again, and let's give this another try. So let's give it 2K, document resolution, color low, open GL, for good luck. I'm gonna definitely need it. Alright, so, it looks different. Did I forget to shade smooth? Let's take a look. I think the extra polys are giving it that kind of blocky look, but this might be what we need to help us with the bake. So let's get this baking. Output size, again, we'll go 2K. We'll get the color high. By name, 69. It does look like there's less red zone here. Alright, so let's see. Let's take a look. I think I have to bring up this over here. It's like dipping in a corner. It's not looking clean. Oh, that looked good. That little peak we got, that looked really good. Yep. I think that's what we needed. We just needed more geometry to handle the bake. You know, I kind of like it dipping in a little bit there. That looks fine. That looks really good. That looks really good. I am happy with this. So now let's give it some color. Alright, so I'm going to write down what the pink color is going to be. Because I'm trying to keep track for consistency the colors I'm using on the mesh. So when I'm doing like the shirt or texturing other parts, I have a good idea on what colors I'm using. So let's see. It looks a little too pinkish. Oh yeah, so something like that. That looks good. A91E8C. A91E8C. I like that. So let's give the roughness, give it more roughness, maybe about like that. And now let's give it, let's see. Let's see, we have fabric, cotton, jersey, denim, lace, spacer mesh. I think the best might be, I know that was a cotton, right? I think cotton jersey. But now we're not going to use the color. We're just going to use it for the height and the roughness. And let's change UV projection. Let's see, triplanar. I think triplanar was the one we were going to keep using. This one looks the best. But we're not going to have it that high. Again, we're going to bring down the normal intensity. Height range. Yeah, like something like that. Alright, yeah, let's get this. Ooh, that looks, oh, that looks good. That looks good. This one worked out. I kind of like this now. I think I'm gonna keep doing the meshes with the empty metal. Export textures. I don't know. This seemed to have worked perfectly. I wasn't expecting it to work that good. I thought I was gonna run into like crazy problems, but it looks fine. All right, let's go back into Substance. I mean, Blender. All right, so let's give this a shader. Already did. Okay, so let's bring in the image textures. So it's gonna be collar. Oh, that's right. I gotta move it from. Where is it? Why does Substance Paint have to be weird? So where does it put it? Hold on. All right, so I located located the textures, and it was in the Documents Adobe folder. Simple enough. Now I know. So here we go. So we got the base color here. Duplicate that, so we're gonna have metallic, which doesn't really do anything because it's always just a pure black image, but I'm putting it for now, and then in Unreal we'll figure it out from there. So this is gonna be RGB. So roughness, metallic. So this is going to be color metallic, non-color. So this is going to be color roughness, non-color. For the normal, we gotta put it in the RGB curve. We're gonna flip the G. Run it through to a normal map with a strength, shift this to color, and boom. Let's save the file. Let's take a look. What gives? What gives? Hold on. Oh, that's right, non-colored here. Oh, wrong spot. I put it in radius. I looked at the first purple. Haha, look at that. Oh, that's nice. I could probably fix that center. Oh, interesting. The metal doesn't have it poking down, but here it does. That is interesting. Hey, it's working. That's all I care about. All right. So we're gonna work on some other things. I just wanted to test that out and see how that worked. So cool. This will be like episode 18. The rest will be like episode 18 A, B, C. And then wait, episode 18 or 19? I think this was episode 19 now. So this is gonna be like episode 19 A, B, C. And then episode 20 is gonna be when it finally is completely textured. And that's when we're gonna rig and import into Unreal. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, and have a great day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a comment just to say hello. And if you can, please donate to support the channel at buymeacoffee.com/topmeup. Thank you.